Good afternoon everybody, Car Biker here. Just out for a quick spin. We're going to see if there are any tank bags available at the bike shop nearby that will solve the problem I have of having to carry helmets around. When we go away for a day, or indeed longer. We haven't actually gone away for any length of time yet on the bike, but we're planning on a weekend here or there, maybe a cottage holiday, something like that. And want to solve the problem of being able to carry stuff around and to go out for the day, two of us on the bike with two helmets, obviously, because that'd be the law, and I wouldn't be on my bike with that helmet anyway. And then having to carry them around all day. Now I know some people will lock their helmets to the handlebars, and my neighbours do that. So they just run a bicycle chain or bicycle lock, one of those plastic covered wire thingy dingies, through the handlebars and through the two helmets, and leave them locked on the bike. And my bike actually has a little device, so it only comes with one, not two. That's bean counters for you. The device is basically, there's a little thing under the seat, a little piece of metal, kind of a hook. Now there's two of those, but there's only one wire, and there's a wire that basically you hook over that little hook through an eyelet in the wire, and it hangs outside the seat, so it comes out just under the seat. And then you run that through your helmet, loop it round, lock the seat in place, and then your helmet's locked to your bike. And I suppose that's essentially equivalent to the bike lock idea, in that you've locked your helmet to the bike pretty securely. The problem I have is, from places that I've used to live, I've developed a mistrust of people walking past, and I wouldn't trust somebody not to, depending on where you're leaving it of course, not to think it was a good idea to use the helmet as a football, even though it's attached to the bike, and potentially damage the helmet or rip the visor off. I know that's happened to Mr. Z50, something like that. So I'm not particularly trusting of people. I don't particularly like leaving the bike in some areas, but needs must. Now some people have said top box, and I know there are some good top boxes. Obviously there are some good top boxes. There are some top boxes that will take two helmets. But the attachments for my bike stick the top box right out the back, off the back seat, and I just think it looks ugly. And seeing as 95% of the rides I do are just for fun, I'm not going to be bothered with a top box. I thought about panniers, but once I'd found panniers that would actually fit a helmet either side, they're just too big, and that would kill the ability to filter, so I'm not particularly keen on that idea either. And then we've looked at backpacks. So there are some backpacks where you can hang your helmet out the bottom of the backpack in like a net bag, and they look pretty cool, but it's quite bulky to carry around. And you either have to have one backpack that you stick a bag in to take out so you can carry two helmets, or you have to have two helmets in one bag, or you've got a big bulky backpack on your back when you're riding, or Mrs. Calm has when she's on the back. So we're not particularly keen on that. And Mrs. Calm does wear a backpack occasionally, and I wear a backpack when I ride to work. But it can get quite heavy. It's not so bad for me because I've got a seat behind me. But when Mrs. Calm's pillion, she's sat right at the back, and it's just kind of hanging down. It's quite heavy and tiring. So that maybe has been discounted. So the one that's left was something Wyvern Biker talked about when I looked at his tank bag, magnetic tank bag. So I'm going to go have a look at those, see if I can find a magnetic tank bag that, when it's on the bike normally, I can put a few bits and pieces in and maybe stick a GPS in. And one that expands though, because I've seen a couple on the internet that expand so you can put a helmet inside them. Now I probably wouldn't do that when it was on the bike. I can't imagine many needs to transport a helmet about, but I can't imagine either wanting to have a helmet down there while I'm riding. But I thought it might be quite a good way to do it, so I'm going to go and have a look at those today. One that hopefully you can have quite small, expand out, stick your helmet in, and then when you get where you're going, take it off and carry it around with you. And then maybe get a small collapsible helmet bag to go inside it, so that whenever we get where we're going, whip that out. Mrs. Calm's helmet goes in the small bag. I take the tank bag with me, and hopefully that will solve the problem. Second thing on today's vlogette, is a bit of an apology. I put out a video yesterday, and I must remember to put this one out today, so it actually was yesterday, where I went to Silby Hall. I actually recorded the video about a month ago. Myself and Mrs. Calm went to Silby Hall, and I did a video where I talked about Silby Hall, and I also talked about copyright and free and public domain music and all that kind of stuff. Bit of an apology on that one. The tune that I chose to go with the pictures of the zoo itself at the end, Blood for Dracula by Lo-Fi Sci-Fi, or Lo-Fi is Sci-Fi, is quite a downbeat, depressing song. And I actually ummed and ahed about whether I should upload that video or not, because I know it was quite a depressing song, and then when you look at the zoo alongside it, it makes it even more depressing. And then obviously when I was making the video, I depressed myself with the song and the video together, and then it put a little bit on the end, a little bit of text that probably made it even more depressing. So if I depressed you, I apologise. I'll try not to do it in the future. And I'll try and find some happier music to do clips to next time. It seems a lot of the Creative Commons stuff on Free Music Archive is on the depressing side of things. So I apologise to those people who found it a bit depressing, and I promise I'll try not to do it again. I won't promise not to do it again, but I'll promise to try not to. So I don't know. Let's find some happy music and do something silly. I'll do that. Maybe find something at the end, or in another video that I do that's similar. Well, as you can see, I am now the proud owner of a tank bag. It's on a bit wonky, I'll have to sort that out. But I ended up getting quite a swish tank bag from Intergear. 89 quid. And it's a 3-part expandable thing. It's pretty cool. So I'll have to maybe do a video about it if people are interested. But essentially you can turn it into 3 different tank bags of varying sizes, or you can link them all together into one big tank bag with lots of compartments, and one of the compartments expands big enough to hold a full face helmet, which is pretty cool. And also in there, the reason it's looking quite tall at the minute, although it does go taller still than this, is I also bought a little Oxford helmet bag. So we should be good. So I should be able to go away for a day, pull the Oxford helmet bag out, put my helmet in this one, Mrs. Calm's helmet in the other, and we're good for wandering around wherever we might be next Whitby Goth weekend or whatever it is. Pretty swish. And they've got a little offer on at the minute as well, Intergear, so I was quite pleased. I got a free can of chain lube, which will come in handy because I'm getting a bit low actually. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Ride safe, and I'll talk to you again soon. How about this? Hey! Watch YouTube, block the video now. Hey!